insight never seen before on the Munich Putsch, or more commonly known as the Beer Hall Putsch. The Nazis got their start in the early 1900s as they took fascist and anti-Semitic principles and ideals and developed a belief that there was a need for a master race, which included Aryan superiority and an ethnic cleansing of anyone who did not measure up to their ideology. Nazis believed in socialism, but not in the sense that the underprivileged and oppressed deserved equal rights. National socialism was the goal, under an unstable government that would make a strong society for the master race, while eliminating anyone who did not fit into their ideal. Now I will hand over to my associate Julian from Gelderen, and he will be talking about the activities of Hitler during the Munich Putsch.
Thank you, Moritz. Hitler had a very dominating presence and knew how to make people listen to him. After renaming the party to the National Socialist German Workers' Party, short for the Nazi Party, he started pushing to overthrow the German government, and the Nazis staged a coup of a few years later. This resulted in Hitler being sent to prison for treason and other crimes, where he only served 9 months. Upon release, Adolf Hitler vowed to use his position of authority and public speaking skills to gain a following and rise to political power the right way. Now I'll hand over to Harry as he reenacts one of Hitler's speeches.
The Bavarian ministry is removed. I propose that a Bavarian government shall be formed consisting of a regent and a prime minister invested with dictatorial powers. I propose Herr von Kahr as regent and Herr Pommer as prime minister. The government of the November criminals and the Reich president are declared to be removed. I propose that, until accounts have been finally settled with the November criminals, the direction of policy in the national government be taken over by me, Adolf Hitler, in a speech made during the Munich Putsch. Now I'll hand back over to Moritz.
Now, the SA, the secret army. The SA was founded in Munich by Hitler in 1921, out of various roughneck elements that had attached themselves to the fledgling Nazi movement. It drew its early membership from the Freikorps, armed freebooter groups made up largely of ex-soldiers that battled leftists in the streets in the early days of the Weimar Republic. Outfitted in brown uniforms after the fashion of Mussolini's fascist black shirts in Italy, the SA men protected party meetings, marched in Nazi rallies, and physically assaulted political opponents. Temporarily in disarray after the failure of Hitler's Munich Putsch in 1923, the SA was reorganized in 1925 and soon resumed its violent ways, intimidating voters in national and local elections. Julian will be back again.
It was a good time for Hitler and the Nazis to act because of these factors. First, the German economy was floundering and the government struggled to cope with the turmoil. A group of right-wing politicians in Bavaria planned to take this opportunity to overthrow the government. The Nazi Party agreed to support this uprising, and Hitler arranged for his stormtroopers to participate in the revolt. On November the 4th, the right-wing leaders decided to postpone the revolution. This infuriated Hitler. Finally, on November the 8th, 1923, a group of Nazis occupied the Beer Hall, and here they forced Kahr, Sessa and Lotto to support the uprising. They were holding a meeting when the Nazis occupied the building. Members of the SA moved to occupy the army headquarters, and Nazi sympathisers rampaged through parts of Munich, targeting Jewish property.
The fact that Hitler had only an estimated 35,000 followers to take over Germany's second city showed his political naivety in 1923. Hitler placed all his hopes on people in Munich, following his lead, having been angered by central government's response to the Ruhr crisis. Such a support never materialized, which meant that Hitler could never follow through with the Munich Putsch. And finally, to finish this whole documentary off, Harry.
Thank you, Moritz. The consequences of the Munich Putsch were probably of more significance than the uprising itself. At his trial, Hitler was allowed to make long speeches explaining his reasons. This transformed him from being a little-known politician into a champion of right-wing. His imprisonment for just 9 months allowed him to reappraise his methodology and provided an opportunity for him to write Mein Kampf. These combined to make Hitler an obvious leader of the right-wing opponents of the Weimar. Thank you all for watching this documentary.